first to do it. And all these other nations are just our children.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sister Katrina Muhammad, and you have tuned in to the Think Tank Show. We have a fantastic show for you today, and I really am so happy that you tuned in. We're going to talk about black economics. We're going to talk about black entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about where you actually buy your products from and how loyal are you to your own, and do you see the importance of that. I have a fantastic guest with me today, but before I introduce him, let me remember to thank our brother, R.J. Watkins, Brother Henry Tyler, and all of the crew and staff here at WHPR for making sure we're able to stay on the air and bring you quality news, quality information to you about us, by us, for us. That's very important. And I also want to thank my co-host, Brother Sutton Bay, and his beautiful wife, Sister Sonia, for giving me the opportunity to co-host the Think Tank Show. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you a powerful brother. His name is Brother Kamos Muhammad. Welcome to the show, Brother Kamos.
Greetings, my sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. So, as you can see, we have some powerful people in the backdrop behind us. And it's important for you to know that this brother sitting next to me is a student of all of these powerful greats that you see behind us, especially the honorable, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You are a member of the Nation of Islam, correct?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So you've been following what we have been taught and trained in the Nation of Islam, which is do for self.
Absolutely. As we say in the nation, I'm a student of, in my case, two great men.
Yes.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
All praises due to Allah. So let's get right down to it. We have some products on the table, and we've done a wide group shot here so you can see, viewers, what you're looking at. And some of you might be scratching your head and saying, is that toilet paper? Or should we say bathroom tissue? And what else is that on the table? So can you explain the wonderful display that we have arranged for our viewers today?
Well, as many know, and you know, dear sister, we have a wonderful company that we've been blessed by God to devise and mastermind and grow for now 6 years.
Wait for it. I really would like the opportunity to say the name. The name is Freedom Paper Company.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And for everyone should know that our dear Sister Katrina Muhammad is one of the owners of Freedom Paper Company, and when we put this together for a think tank.
Yes.
This came out of a think tank where really the history is right out of the Million Man March, but really more significantly out of the Million Moors movement. The 10-year anniversary of the Million Man's March, when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan began to call us together to devise the 9 ministries.
Yes.
And as some would know and others who don't, the 9 ministries is meant to begin to deal with all of the needs of our people.
Right.
Regardless to whom or what titles we may carry, we have needs as a people. And so the 9 ministries, as we note in governments around the planet, they have a ministry of agriculture, they have a ministry of foreign finance, they have a ministry of trade and commerce. And so these 9 ministries were meant to deal with everything that we as a people need. As you know, Sister Katrina, I say I was blessed and I had a calling. Because we began to ask, well, how do we develop these ministries? And in the beginning, there wasn't much information.
Right.
And so the Spirit was, I say, guiding me. And I started to talk with brothers and sisters across the country, and we came together. We developed what we called at that time the Committee for the Development of the National Ministry of Trade and Commerce.
Right.
And in such...
Now, let's make sure we paint the picture for the viewer. These were brothers and sisters all across the nation.
Absolutely.
So various, you would say like 5 states, 10 states, about how many?
It was as a matter of fact, there were 26 mosque and study groups.
Okay.
In the beginning across the country, that there was someone out of these mosque and study groups participating in our national conference calls that we were having on a weekly basis at that time.
And you were the POC or coordinator for the Ministry of Trade and Commerce in Baltimore, Maryland, right?
Yes.
Which is where, we should say, which is where our dear brother is from, Baltimore, Maryland. Yes. So he's here visiting us all the way from Baltimore. So look, before you go into that story, because I really want you to tell them that, I want to just briefly read the mission statement of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, because I think, audience, it's important for us to establish the context of what we're talking about. And remember, we've talked about the ministries before on the show, as well as the task force on the show. So the Ministry of Trade and Commerce mission statement states, the mission of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce is to expand business and commercial activity of the Nation of Islam consistent with its aims and goals by realizing the economic potential inherent in the fulfillment of the human needs, to translate the skills, talents, and interest of the believers into viable revenue streams through effective business planning and management that tends to decrease the percentage of operating funds derived purely from charity. So that is the mission statement of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. Yes. And so now tell us the rest of your vision.
So what we did was in those meetings, we began to dialogue and talk, of course, about a number of things dealing with economics. And one of the first things we began to note in our research was that not only did we need businesses, which I'm sure the viewers and yourself and everyone would agree that we need more black businesses.
Definitely.
We could give the statistics, in fact, of the great need.
Exactly.
But even more so, we need industries.
Right.
And so if I ask you the question, if I ask anyone the question, as I often do, name one industry anywhere on the planet that we as black people, as African people, if you will, that we actually control. And now that's the word now we want to focus on: control or have high and powerful influence over.
I mean, we could say the sports industry, but the problem there is we don't have any black ownership. It's all black players.
Therefore, we don't have any control.
Right.
We see now we don't have control because our brother Colin Kaepernick right now can't get a job.
Right.
If we had control of the NFL, then certainly our brother who stood up for us,
right,
in a righteous protest against the brutality that our people face, then he wouldn't be boycotted against or blackballed, whiteballed, because he did that.
Exactly.
But because we don't have control or dominant influence, then that sort of thing is allowed to happen.
But on a side note, can we just say our dear brother, Jay-Z, though? Audience, if you don't know, Jay-Z was actually offered an opportunity to do the Super Bowl. And instead, he said, no, sir, I'm going to decline that offer. Now, we're talking about millions of dollars that Jay-Z turned away because he's standing with Colin and saying, no, you dismissed one brother. You're not going to have me come in and perform your Super Bowl show. I'm not your Sambo. What is this? No, I'm not doing that. So, I mean, this is the kind of commitment that we're talking about that we need from black people. And that's what Freedom Paper is all about. So Freedom Paper, is it a black-owned company? You got to ask. I mean, just because you have a black face, you have to ask.
We get that question a lot.
Yes.
A lot of people will actually call us up, and before they purchase anything, they ask us the question, is this a black-owned company? And, of course, we're proud to say absolutely. You yourself know this because you're one of the founding members of the company.
That's right.
But back to that question really quick, and this is the importance of Freedom Paper Company, because if you think about it, I just want to name, if you look at Jamaica,
yes,
it's a national sovereign nation. However, 95% of the distribution is controlled by other than black people.
Wow.
95% approximately of distribution coming from the island of Jamaica is controlled by Koreans.
Wow.
Now,
I didn't know that.
Just think about that now.
Right.
That means the export, the gross national product of a nation is controlled by other than that nation. So we need industries.
Yes, sir.
And so Freedom Paper Company, we developed it with the mindset that we were going to create an industry that we are seeking and to become a industry player to have influence in the paper goods and related industry products.
Now, educate the viewers on how much money are we talking about that's a part of this industry. I think people would be surprised to understand, first of all, what are paper products, because paper products are not just bathroom tissue, and how much money are we talking about?
The easiest way,
Because I just know they have a whole aisle devoted to them in the grocery store. I mean, literally an entire aisle. So I mean, it's serious business. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
competition.
so we'll just take one product. If we just take just bathroom tissue alone, just bathroom tissue alone, just in the United States alone, is over $2.5 billion a year.
Wow.
$2.5 billion a year, just one product, one paper product, just in the United States alone.
2.5 billion for bathroom tissue.
Just bathroom tissue.
Wow.
And so just from that, we begin to see the power of this utility, the power
Right.
of this one staple good. And then here's the important part. What does this look like when we, black people, begin to own our own company, like Freedom Paper Company, when we begin to have the power of influence in an industry, when we're manufacturing, because I got to say that we're a black manufacturer, which in terms of manufacturing black companies, there's very little of us. Literally, you could probably count the number of black manufacturing companies on two hands.
Wow.
Not many of us at all.
Okay.
And so,
So
and
black
when I mean that,
manufacturing and black distribution.
yes. Now,
Okay.
we have a few distributors in the industry, still only a handful comparatively. But in terms of manufacturing companies overall, very few manufacturing companies among us. And of course, we're not of great size yet.
Right.
And so we have to understand that the systematic things that we see affecting us today, and I want to talk a little bit about many of those, all are connected economically. There is no people on the planet that are respected unless they economically have economic power and unity.
Yes.
And certainly those three great men behind us, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and the Honorable Noble Drew Ali, all understood the importance of economic unity and economic power. In fact,
and that's a unifying message between all three of them.
absolutely, absolutely. You know, sometimes we as a people, we get into these segmented realities, these segmented ideologies. But the fact of the matter is, the common theme with each one of them was that we were one people
Right.
that needed to unify in order for us to progress, to safeguard ourselves, to
That's
secure
right.
ourselves, and to build for today and for generations to come.
So look, I'm so glad you said that, because my co-host, Brother Sutton Bay, and I, that's one of the reasons why I think the show really clicks and works with us, because Brother is wearing a fez, I'm wearing a headpiece. We have guests come in with a bow tie, some with neckties, some in the Christian community. It doesn't matter. We are trying to promote us and help us love ourselves and do for ourselves and promote each other. So I'm so glad you said that. And recently you had an opportunity to visit a couple of different communities and observe how they do business. What is your opinion of that with regards to what we need to do in Detroit and in Baltimore? Because Baltimore is very much a chocolate city like Washington, D.C. So what is it that we need to do to get over this hump of this separation and unify?
Well, you know, Sister Katrina, many would say we need to love each other, which that's true. That's true. And we know that we've been affected in a certain way oftentimes when we're having this dialogue or conversation about the challenges among black African people. There's conversation about the legacy of slavery and et cetera.
Yes.
So we know all of those things exist.
Right.
And so love for each other is certainly true. But let me ask you a question. If we didn't love each other, but we're faced with a dilemma that is life and death. Let's say, for example, God forbid we were in a situation where there was an imminent danger upon us.
Right.
But we didn't even like each other.
Right.
But there's an imminent danger
What are you gonna
that's
do?
going to wipe us both out.
Right.
What are we going to
Like
do?
these hurricanes we just had.
Exactly. So any rational people, any rational person would understand that what they would have to do is work together, in commonality to overcome that challenge of life and death.
That could kill us both.
That's where we are today. We
Right.
have to understand that that's where we are today
That's
as a
right.
people. We're facing life and death. There's
Period.
nothing else really to talk about. It doesn't matter if you follow Noble Drew Ali and I follow Marcus Garvey, or if you're a Baptist and I'm
Right.
a Methodist, if you're a Muslim and I'm a Jehovah's Witness, it doesn't really
Right.
matter.
It doesn't.
Because it's about life and death.
Exactly.
And so what we know is that when we look around the globe today,
Yes.
we see a manifestation of peoples coming together based not upon necessarily religious ideologies. Case in point, they're Chinese Muslims.
Yes.
They're Chinese Christians.
Yes.
They're Chinese Buddhists.
Yes.
But guess what? They all identify as Chinese.
Chinese.
So they don't.
And they work together.
And they work together.
To promote China.
So they understand the necessity of the commonality of who they are as a
Right.
people, and they work together for that common good that has now catapulted them as a world power. If we look into the history of China, we would look and see that China, sort of like what black people are today, at one point China was considered the scourge of Asia. China was looked down upon by other Asian nations.
Okay.
If anybody has watched the Bruce Lee movie, you see in the Bruce Lee movie where they use this term, which is considered derogatory, of course, the sick man of Asia. So that's what the Chinese were called. The Japanese looked down. Matter of fact, the Japanese invaded China. And so
Right.
China was an occupied nation at one point. The Koreans
And
looked
that's why
down
they
upon
still
China.
have beef, I guess. Right? Don't they?
To some degree.
Right.
But
Because they get offended if they're Japanese and you're like,
Absolutely.
oh, where you're from China?
yes,
They're like,
yes.
I'm not from China. Can't you tell?
Exactly,
Do I
exactly.
look Chinese? And you're like, I'm
Yes,
sorry
yes.
about that.
So, but look at China today.
Right.
So why,
Dominate.
how did the Chinese come from a people that were looked down upon? That not only did Japan occupy China, but England occupied China.
That's right.
In fact, the Opium Wars that went on in China was about controlling China and the Chinese through the use of drugs.
That's right.
And so when we look at the Chinese history, we can see some similarities to our own.
Right.
But look at what they've become now.
Right.
Is China?
'Cause I'm like, wait a minute, opium, heroin.
Absolutely.
Opium,
Absolutely.
this marijuana craze that's all throughout our community. I know you've been driving around Detroit, and I don't know if you've seen these greenhouses all over the place. It's so irritating to me. I mean, literally, right in my neighborhood, there's got to be like 7 of them, like in a 3-mile radius.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? But when you look on the other side of 8 Mile, not one. Not one. And the other side of 8 Mile, because you're not a Detroiter, means the suburbs
Okay.
where white folks live, right? A lot of them.
Yes.
Not one. All of that is in our community. So I went to the movies the other day, and this is a sidebar note. I'm trying to enjoy my little movie. I work hard. I'm a sister.
Gotta get your relaxation.
Gotta get my relaxation on. And this guy comes in, and he sits next to me, because this is a theater with assigned seats. They have those now, right?
Right.
Which I can respect. They're trying to cut down on the drama. Everybody has an assigned seat. But he's reeking of marijuana. And, I don't smoke marijuana. And so I'm sitting there trying to ignore this odor and focus on the movie. But it was so distracting. So next thing you know, the brother falls asleep. Next thing you know, he's snoring and drooling.
And drooling.
And drooling. And I really wanted to just grab him, and just yell at him to love himself and to get himself together. But, that was my brother. He was in the mud. He wasn't hearing the message, the call, the final call. The minister had said, Minister Farrakhan has said, a nation without businesses is dead. That's why this is so very important. The business of Freedom Paper Company, the collective partnership and coming together in unity, the way the business was started. I mean, all of that. There's a lesson in that, that we need to stop with the excuses. Our people, oh, I can't start a business. You can do whatever you want to do. You can make it happen. You are not alone. Find like minded people, which is what this brother is talking about. Get together, make a plan, and move out. Quick moving, fast thinking. We're going to post the phone number because I really would like the viewers to have an opportunity to call you. I know some are probably watching this show on Comcast or either online, and you're like, please put the number up because I want to call in. Also, you need to know if you want to view the website, as we're going to talk about the products now. The website is freedompapercompany.com, freedompapercompany.com. So go on that website and you can follow along while we're having this conversation. So let's pivot. Well, no, before we pivot to the products, that statement that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan made, that a nation without businesses is dead. Why do you think he made that statement? And how has that motivated you to continue on? Because running a business is not an easy thing.
No, we have two business opportunities, of course, that we allow people to participate with us in. Well, actually several. But two of them are the Independent Wholesale Distributorship Program, which is a licensee quasi-franchise program. And in 2016, we announced the co-op program. But the reason why the minister made that comment is because he understands, as a wise general, that business is the lifeblood of any nation. And so if you don't have blood in your body, you can't exist. If your blood doesn't circulate properly, you're going to have a lot of problems. And so business produces the lifeblood, which is economics, which allows a people and a nation to flow. This is why what we see today manifesting itself even as the United States and the President Donald Trump has now called upon more sanctions, for example, against North Korea. The reason he calls for sanctions is because sanctions puts a grip hold on a nation's economic ability to live. It's a stranglehold on their economic prowess. So that's how important economics is. In
because
fact,
sanctions means they can't do trade and commerce.
Absolutely. And so when nations have issues and they're on the brink of pushing toward the possibility even of war, before they even get to any military conflict,
right,
the first course of action in business that they normally take would be sanctions, economic sanctions.
Attack the money.
Attack the money. That's how important it is. And again, back to what I was saying about respect. No people are respected when they don't show among themselves the common sense.
Teach, brother.
The common sense to spend their money with themselves.
With themselves.
With themselves. And we have to take ownership of this.
Right.
You know, sister, look, I love
because the white man has done his part and he's still doing his part. But we have a responsibility for ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a fair statement.
We could, and again, slavery, the slavery of African people, certainly one of the most horrendous depiction of destruction of a people in history. No slavery existed like that which existed among us.
Ever.
Certainly, we can't get away from that and what that has done to us.
Right.
Jim Crow.
We're still repairing ourselves.
Absolutely. Jim Crow and what Jim Crow has done to us. When we study Jim Crow and we understand that this was a systematic legal way.
Right.
Legal way to disenfranchise black people
and kill black people.
If you had a farm and I wanted to buy produce from you during Jim Crow, it was illegal. I could not buy from my brother or my sister because it was illegal. Therefore, I had to go to a Caucasian to buy produce that a Caucasian would get cheap. The Caucasian would sell it high and tell me that he sold it high to me because my brother sold it high,
Right.
thus creating that misnomer that many of us think that our products are higher than other people's products.
Right.
That's where some
Or
of
we do
these
bad
things come from.
business.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. You are breaking a lot of things down. Please call us. I know you want to talk to our dear brother, and we want to hear from you. The number is flashed on the screen. They are 313-868-0342. Or, let's see, 313-868-4336. 4336. I had to make sure I could read that. I don't have my glasses on. But anyway, let's pivot to talk about the products,
Yes,
right?
yes.
This is a phenomenal website, phenomenal flyer. The products, the paper products, was the launch of the company.
Yes.
Explain what those products are, and explain, a little bit of what the cost looks like if someone's thinking or watching us online and saying, you know what? I just ran out of bathroom tissue and I need to buy some. Before you go to Myers or Kroger's or any of those places and purchase something that is not black owned, supporting your own, you need to hear about what this brother's going to say with regards to the paper products and how you can support and why you should support. Break that down, the
Yes.
paper products.
Absolutely. So the people can see, the audience can see the Freedom brand bathroom tissue right here on the table. This is our foundational product. This was the first product that we began to manufacture back in 2011 when the company came online, and it's a phenomenal product. I want to say that, think about it now. There's no bathroom tissue company, not even the bigger ones, that can say that everybody buys one product. If it was, when we go to the store, there'd only be one product on the aisle and we'd all get it. But the major companies all produce literally hundreds of different bathroom tissue products. The reason that is because all of us like or dislike something about paper.
Yeah, I want the two-ply. I want the one-ply. I want mine super extra, extra, extra soft.
Yes. So what we had to do was we took surveys of our customers, and we found out what people liked and what they didn't like, and we produced a product as closely as possible was just in the middle of what everybody liked.
Okay.
And so the Freedom brand bathroom tissue, and we don't sell toilet paper.
No, bathroom tissue.
We sell bathroom tissue. Ours is a unique product in that, number one, it's recycled paper. It's grade A, 100% recycled paper. That's important because what people don't know is in virgin paper products, there's a poison called dioxin.
Wow.
Dioxin is so chemically poisonous and toxic to the body that, in fact, it was used in Agent Orange in Vietnam.
Wow.
So it's a cancer-causing agent that
I think they just sprayed Texas with dioxin. I saw a report on Facebook regarding that because of a lot of the disease or whatever's in the water and stuff like that from the hurricane, and people were complaining because whatever they sprayed had dioxin in it.
Wow.
So yeah, that's major problem.
that says a lot. That's something to look into, but because I can tell you assuredly that dioxin is a highly poisonous chemical. But the Freedom brand bathroom tissue has little to no dioxin in it at all.
Okay.
So that's very important. If you love your family, if you love your body, if you care about your health, you want the Freedom brand bathroom tissue. You don't want anything else.
So tell them, how much is it? How can they purchase it?
So here's the thing. When we came into the marketplace, we noted that at that time, the average roll of bathroom tissue was somewhere between 250 and 300 sheets.
Okay.
In order for us to compete against these giants of industry, we had to do something different. So our Freedom brand bathroom tissue has 500 sheets.
Wow.
500 sheets. And so
Okay.
what that means is when you buy our product, let's say if you buy it by the case, our roll would be 77 cents a roll, comparative to, let's say, another product that has 300 sheets that might be 60 sheets a roll. And so if you did the math on it, you
Right.
find out that we're actually 67% to 105% sometimes cheaper or
Right.
less expensive.
Because you're getting more on the roll.
Yes. In fact, when we've done this live on conference calls and we're talking about the product, people actually go in and do the math themselves and come back and say, look, the brother's telling the truth. I did the math myself. His product is actually cheaper. So, and this is important. Sometimes as black business people, we have to cross hurdles and jump skyscrapers and do things beyond what anybody else has to do.
Put the cape on, brother. Put the cape on.
There's no company, none, that I've ever come across that beats another company at every single product, every single day, every single time. It
I mean,
doesn't
we
exist.
could give the analysis of the Starbucks coffee versus the McDonald's coffee.
Right.
I mean, the taste is very similar, but the price isn't. Why do people want to go to Starbucks and pay $2 more or $1.50 more for their coffee? Because they like the brand.
Yes.
Because they've been convinced that the brand is, they identify with it. It's Colombian. It's authentic. I like Starbucks. It's cool. It has a cool factor. So you're absolutely correct. But yet they're doing very well, very successful.
And so over the last 6 years, we've been getting people to recognize our brand, the Freedom brand, because it's a high quality paper.
That's right.
Our customers, they talk about us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. And the product is high quality. It's medium soft, so it's not too soft. It's not hard. It doesn't have the poisonous chemicals in it. It's environmentally safe as well. So we say it's people friendly.
And it's black
and
owned.
environmentally friendly, and it's black owned.
And it's black
Look,
manufactured.
we're giving you everything you want. And
That's
even
right.
if you ain't black, you want this paper. But if you are black, there's no reason in the world that you wouldn't be buying the Freedom brand
Some
bathroom
of those other
tissue.
people. That's right. You got it. Okay, so in this time we have, I want to make sure we get to everything. Tell us about this the personal care line, and that it's new.
Yes.
What is that?
So we've been blessed at Freedom Paper to now grow our company from the beginning product, which was the Freedom brand bathroom tissue. Now we have 5 major categories of products.
Okay.
We now have over 800 products that people can buy.
What are
800
they?
products. So the 5 major categories of paper products, that includes bathroom tissue, paper towels, facial tissue. This would cover the residential and commercial line. So everything you use in your home or your business.
Wait a minute, because we
have.
haven't talked about that yet. The commercial line would mean restaurants,
Yes.
hotels, barbershops, salons.
Correct.
Anywhere where there's a commercial restroom and the fold-out paper towel
Yes.
and all the different types, the rolls that automatically come out. You just put your hand over it. I love those.
Everything that somebody else
Hands-free.
has, you can get it black today.
That is great.
You see, we say buy black, no excuses.
Right.
That's one of our slogans: buy black, no excuses. So
Right.
We eliminate excuses. If you say, well, I would buy from you, but do you have the multifold? We say, yes, we got that.
We got that. And look, I know my brother is serious, because when he came in, one of the first things he wanted to do when he walked in the building here at WHPR is go to the men's restroom. He was checking out the paper products in the men's restroom. He said, I need to talk to whoever is the facility director. I want to save my brother R.J. Watkins and WHPR family some money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that is excellent. So, okay, so the personal care line, they can buy that on the website as well.
Yes, at am I allowed to say the website?
Yes.
Okay, I got to check.
You say it over and over again.
www.freedompapercompany.com. Again, www.freedompapercompany.com.
And also, for those of you that may not have the internet, the phone number, the 800 phone number is 1-800-746-6566. 746-6566. 1-888-746-6566. That's important to know. So let's tell them about the commercial line. Let's tell them more about that.
So first there's paper.
Okay.
The second thing is you can get all of your cleaning products from Freedom Paper Company.
Okay.
So, and we're working on more green products. But today, if you use Pine Sol and Fabuloso, we don't manufacture those, but you can get it black.
Right.
And you can get it for comparable prices that you're currently buying it.
Okay.
So everything in cleaning, both again for commercial and residential use. So if you own a school, if
That
you
is
own
great.
we're sitting in a building that has ceramic tile floors.
Exactly.
We have the neutral floor cleaners. We've got the floor wax. We've got all those things. Third is the food service products. So all of your carry-out trays, your forks, knives, spoons, cups, plates, even your condiments. You know those little mayonnaise packs, and
Right.
Freedom has it all. Freedom has
That
it all.
is great.
So you can get those things. That's 3. Number 4 would be office supply. So copy paper, file folders, writing pads. We have all of that. And we were very proud this year, 2017, to announce our personal care line. So you can get everything you need from Freedom right at www.freedompapercompany.com.
So you can be free.
Absolutely. And here's the beauty. we're not just a black-owned company that says buy black, but what we really believe and what we really preach and what has been a foundational principle of ours is circulating the wealth.
Right.
See, we don't say buy black just because we're black. We're saying buy black because that's what intelligent people do. If you
Right.
go to Chinatown, who do you see in Chinatown predominantly?
Chinese
People.
That's right.
See, you
Supporting their own.
You don't have to convince
Or-
other people to do what's natural, which is to buy and do business with their
In
own. That
Detroit,
comes
we
first.
have something called Mexican Town.
Wow.
All Mexican businesses and restaurants. We have a wonderful caller. Let's get to our caller, and we'll continue our discussion.
Yes.
Welcome to the Think Tank Show. You're on the air. Tell us where you're calling from and your name.
Good. This is Brother Malik calling.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Malik. How are you?
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Yes, sir. Do you have a comment or question for our guest today?
Yes, I have been. I have been trying to get with y'all with this bathroom tissue for some time now, and so I'm just so glad that you're on the show
Praise be
tonight,
to Allah.
because we would like to assist in letting the people know, letting our people know, as well with many of these businesses which are unfortunately ran and operated by other folks. We have a bit of a history in this city of dealing with these merchants or whatnot, and we would like to help to get anything that is produced, distributed, created, labeled, packaged, whatever, by us into these businesses, if you're open to that, only because our people patronize them. And of course that includes our businesses owned by us too. But, you know, the reality is 99% of the businesses are owned by other people.
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
Absolutely, brother. That's a wonderful point. I'm so happy that as you were searching, we found each other now. And I'm going to give out the number again.
Please.
I definitely want you to get in contact with us so we can build. But I want to address what you said specifically in terms of others having businesses in our community. That's a very important reality. There's two things to be said about that. We know quickly that the history is that once upon a time, there were black-owned businesses in black communities. Unfortunately, when integration occurred, as one of the major phenomena that was a distractive and destructive reality to black economics, we pulled away from our own businesses and we sold our businesses. And so others moved in our community to fill the void. So until we are strong enough to go back and put our own businesses there, it's okay maybe that some of these other entities are there. But as you said, we must make them. We must make them put products that are made and manufactured by black people in their stores. See, Frederick Douglass said it like this. He says, power respects nothing but power. And so we can beg and complain about people selling products in our community and being there. They're going to do that because there's money to be made. But if they're there, then we must put a demand upon them, which is to say, oh, if you sell bathroom tissue, you got to sell the Freedom brand.
That's
And
right.
I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the collaborations that we as a company are doing with other black manufacturers. There's a product on the table which is made by Shea of Life, for example. So Shea of Life is not a product that Freedom Paper manufactures, but it's a natural, all-natural toothpaste made and manufactured by our brother out of Chicago in the Shea of Life company that is sold, that we've done a unity collaboration on. See, we got to big each other up and build each other up and ensure that our people have the ability to get products made and manufactured by us from us. And so we got to make other people put these exactly. So yes, sir, brother, we want to definitely talk so we can get these products here.
Yes, sir.
$1.9 trillion we're going to spend. I mean, I'm down with Farrakhan. Boycott Santa Claus, not Jesus, but Santa Claus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now is the time for us to start talking about that again and getting ready as we approach Black Friday. So I'm looking forward to getting that number and trying to build, my brother.
Brother, let's give you the number right now. It's 1-888-746-6566. And did you want to give him your personal email
Yes.
to stay?
I want to give him, if I could, a Facebook page I'd like for him to go on that we run. It's called Buy Black First, Shop Detroit.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we're promoting black-owned businesses and shopping with our people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's a
And
Facebook
what's your name
page.
again, brother?
It's 1-888-746-6566.
What's your name again?
Kamos, Kamose, Muhammad.
Okay.
Would you like his email also?
No, I don't really email like I should. I call and text.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, brother. So
Okay.
much electronic media, we got to choose sometime.
Yes, sir. Well, look for my call, Malik Shabazz.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brother Malik Shabazz,
Okay,
for
you're
watching
welcome.
and supporting.
Yeah, all right. Peace, Queen.
Peace.
Peace.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.
That's our brother. He's amazing. He actually has a show on WHPR. He's really good. So where we left off is going down the line on some of the opportunities of Freedom Paper Company. And there's something called Freedom Flash Sales. What is Freedom Flash Sale? I just love the sound of
Well,
that.
if I could, dear sister, I just quickly with the
Brother
personal
Malik?
with the personal care line.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we now have raw African soap, which is pictured right here on the table. This is a 1 pound bar, 16
I was
ounces.
going to ask you because, I mean, it's huge. It looks like a
16
brick.
ounces of soap. It's all
Wow.
natural. No chemical products to harm and hurt your skin. Imported from Ghana. You can get it at Freedom Paper Company.
That's excellent.
Then we have the shea butter. Now, a lot of people sell shea butter, but not the Freedom shea butter.
Right.
See, our shea butter is
Break it down.
a special blend
Yes.
of the white and yellow shea butters.
Okay.
Specially blended so that it's nice and smooth. We don't just get shea butter and throw it in a container.
Yeah, a little-
we blend it nicely for you so it
Yeah,
goes
cup
on and
thing,
it's
condiment
smooth and
cup.
it absorbs. So
Right.
we got the shea butter, and as I mentioned earlier. We're doing collaborations now. So the first of collaborations that we've done is with another black-owned manufacturer, Shea of Life, and the first product on deck is the neem toothpaste.
Now, the collaboration, is this part of the Umoja
Yes.
Umoja program that I saw on the website?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
can you break that down and explain, especially for those who may not speak Swahili, what Umoja means? Of course, all of our viewers know, but still.
Yes, and coming out of the principles of Kwanzaa,
Yes, sir.
Umoja is unity.
Yes, sir.
And so what we're saying at Freedom Paper Company is unity it's not just something we talk about, something we do one time a year. It has to be a reality in action and movement.
365
So we're
days.
reaching out to other brothers and sisters who have companies
Mm-hmm.
and saying, let's do something together collaboratively that will impact and benefit not only us in business, but the community.
And that's what these products are, right?
Well, that's what the shea butter
Shea
is.
butter,
I mean,
okay.
I'm sorry, the
soap?
the toothpaste.
Oh, the toothpaste,
and that's the
okay.
first. We'll be bringing on soon all natural deodorant and actually mouthwash from the same company.
I love this. So all of these products you normally keep in your bathroom,
Yes.
these are considered your toiletries and your personal care line, and they're right there. And so this is great.
Yes,
That
yes.
you can get them all together
So-
in a bundled package.
So you can buy black, support black business.
Yes.
Get high quality products that are good and healthy for you.
Right.
Don't have poisonous chemicals in it, and circulate the dollar. Because
That's
here's
excellent.
the next phase of the unity collaborations.
Because look, people are buying toothpaste.
Right.
They're buying bathroom tissue.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying some kind of lotion or cream or whatever, or in some cases shea butter for their skin.
Right. Right.
So why not support?
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. And
Not
the-
asking people to do anything extra than what they're already doing. Just saying, consider your own and buy from others that look like you, that love you, and have a vested interest in you and our community doing well.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
everybody is going to go out. If you run out of bathroom tissue, you're going to go out and buy some from somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
So why not purchase from Freedom Paper Tissue, Freedom Paper Company, excuse me, and our own. Why not do that? But to do it, people are placing their order, and then these orders come mailed to them.
Yeah,
Right?
so in some places we have either co-ops or we have the licensees who are independent wholesale distributors.
Okay.
We have those in New York, New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, quasi in Texas. There are a number of stores like in Chicago and Greenville, Mississippi with the House of Heritage, Cultural Center in Chicago. So there are a number of places that people can buy our products now, and we're expanding. We want to
Right.
make it available to the customer and easy for the customer to get. We know we're spoiled.
Yes.
We know we're spoiled. We're used to being able to go down
Yeah,
and,
you just
and
wanna
go to
go
the
to the
wall,
store
go to this store or that
or the
store.
dollar store or whatever, get what you need.
But we got to get beyond that because
Right.
it's about survival. So if we don't spend money with ourselves, we're going to put ourselves under. What
Right.
that means is no businesses, no jobs, no food, no eating.
Right.
That's what this
And
is
that's the
coming
problem.
down to.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure we do that. But it's said that the black dollar today only circulates 6 hours
You know, that is so heartbreaking.
in the black community.
When you look at this, you're going to break down all the statistics.
I know our time is limited, but I
Please
want
break down the other statistics if you
'cause-
know some of them, because it's so heartbreaking that ours is 6 hours, whereas in other communities, I mean, we're talking about over
days.
a month.
Yes.
Days.
17,
Like,
17
ridiculous.
days, 20 days, in some cases next to
It's
30
heartbreaking.
days.
It's heartbreaking.
So in our community, the dollar only lasts 6 hours. With the collaborations we're doing, we're helping to shore up the ability for our dollar to stay in the community.
That's right.
So other than collaborating with other businesses, we also collaborate with organizations.
Right.
We're doing a big collaboration now with the original, I got to say it like that,
Yes.
the original Million Woman March. We're doing a collaboration
Yes.
with them, the
Which is going to
director-
be in Philadelphia.
Yes,
We did announce
yes.
that.
So if you go to their site,
Yes.
you can buy Freedom Paper Company products, and guess what happens? Money goes back to them.
Support them.
See, we say when you spend money with Freedom Paper Company, we put money with organizations and other entities that are doing good things in our community.
That's excellent.
We've donated to schools. We've donated to children's programs already.
That is
Imagine
excellent.
what we could do if we had more people buying.
Now think about this. All of these black churches that we have in Detroit. I'm not going to talk about Baltimore, but we're going to talk about Detroit.
Now, look, I
mean, literally from corner to corner to corner, we have, I don't even know how many, but audience, you know, viewers, you know how many black churches we have. We know we need funds in our community. We know that we need to help those who are less fortunate, and there's some tremendous, wonderful, good work happening in some of these churches and mosques and other places, temples. Wouldn't this be a great opportunity as a fundraiser for their organization, for their church, or something of that nature, a fraternity or sorority, people who are really trying to do some good things and raise some money to help some people?
Well,
this would be a great fundraiser for them.
Let me
I
tell
can
you.
see something really building here that could be a tremendous benefit for everybody. I love this term, win-win scenarios.
Absolutely.
Win-win scenarios. You win, I win, everyone else wins with the organization because we're working together and we're helping each other.
Yes.
That's what you just described with regards to our sister that's putting on the Million Woman March anniversary in Philadelphia.
Yes.
That's a win-win scenario for them. They're raising funds for their organization to help bring this fabulous, fantastic event back to the people in Philadelphia. And then Freedom Paper Company wins, and all those affiliated and associated with Freedom Paper Company, because people are buying and supporting the product.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
So let me tell you, I just want to mention a few statistics because we have to do our homework and understand. If we're talking black economics, we have to understand the impact. So number one, black businesses only get between 2 and 3% of the black dollar. Now let's just think about that for a second. Between 2 and 3%
I feel like you just hit me in the head
of
with
the
a
black
brick.
dollar only goes to black businesses, and we're wondering why black businesses go out of business. The black church, we love the black church. Do you understand that around approximately $259 million per week collectively in the United States every week goes into the bank from black churches? So if the black church decides to go black in terms of economic reality, we can change the reality of our people overnight. And I got to give big ups.
$259 million
Yes, $259 million
a week?
per week goes into the bank collectively from black churches. I got to give a special big up
Lord
to my
have
brother,
mercy.
Pastor Huber Brown in Baltimore, Mount Pleasant Baptist Church.
Okay.
We were there recently, and he's decided to move his congregation toward collective black buying. So I got to give him a special big up for that.
That is excellent.
Other organizations, the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association, to which I am an officer of, growing and building upon black economics and moving the black dollar around.
Now that's the Marcus Garvey
Absolutely.
movement.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
that makes you a very unique brother. You're in the Nation of Islam, and you're an officer in the Marcus Garvey movement. Oh, you didn't tell us that.
And I go to the black church too.
Oh, that's wonderful.
See, I go to church too.
I do business
See,
with
we
everybody.
breaking down all the barriers. We're eliminating all the excuses.
No
See,
excuses.
we're one people.
That's right.
Regardless of the title, regardless of what we believe in terms of this or that, where we went to school,
Right.
whatever those things are.
And can we also say, regardless of complexion,
Oh, yes, yes.
we got to get over that.
Regardless of landmass
Light
that we
skin,
come from.
brown skin, dark skin. It doesn't matter. You're black. I'm black. We got to love each other.
Yes,
And
yes.
stop the hate.
And even if you don't love each other, remember, when they pull you over in the streets, they don't ask you what school you graduated from. They don't ask you
What's
what
your
religion
religion?
you are. They just look at you and know that you're black.
That's right.
And so the treatment that you get is based upon that and nothing else. We have to come together on the basis of who we are. Marcus Garvey said it like this. He said, race first.
Right.
Race first. In other words, that's the common factor among us all,
That's right.
regardless of wherever you find us on the planet. And guess what? The evaluation of who we are and what they do to us around the globe is based on race first.
That's right.
So we have to come together on that.
People are confounded when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says a good Christian is a good Muslim and a good Muslim is a good Christian.
It's about
and
the principle.
He called himself a Christian recently.
Yes,
And
yes.
then the Facebook community blew up. Like they blew. They said, "Oh, did you hear that? He called himself. He's about to convert. Oh, he's about to turn all the mosques into churches." And of course, everybody was like, "Okay, what's in that Kool-Aid? What are y'all talking about?" You all have a severe misunderstanding. But that was an excellent breakdown of what that actually means that you just shared. We only have a few minutes, and I want to do justice here. Look, our people need some money, right? And you mentioned something, and if you could talk about it real quick, because we're going to have to wrap things up. We got another fantastic show coming right after us. The Freedom Distributor and Co-op Outlet Program, an opportunity for people to actually become an entrepreneur and make money.
Right.
Can you just say something
So
about
quickly,
that?
what we've done, we understood where we are economically. We've created several programs that create the ability for anybody to participate with us in terms of economic progress. We have affiliates, we have consultants, but the two formidable and wholesalers, but the two formidable programs are the independent wholesale distributed and the co-op program. These are business opportunities that we train you, we teach you about this industry. We help you to go right into business and begin to move and motivate and sell. And by doing this, we begin to empower ourselves. Right in Baltimore, on times we've been able to hire people that coming out of the prison industrial complex, our brothers, we hired some young brothers. These brothers were 28, 30 years old, college educated, but they had been in prison.
Right.
They said we had never had an opportunity to work.
Wow.
We were able to put those brothers to work. And so when we understand that when you
That's
support
beautiful.
black businesses, the black business is the first to hire us.
That's right, and give us an opportunity.
That's how important
So when you
some of
check
these things
off
are.
that you've gone to jail or you're a felon, that doesn't automatically discredit you with a black-owned business because we understand.
We understand.
Look, oh my God, we got one call. We only got 1 minute. Let's take it because, I love the viewers. Real quick. Welcome to the Think Tank Show. You got 1 minute. Please state your name and where you're from.
I need to say this off the air, if you don't mind.
Oh, you said off
I
the
don't
air?
want to say it on the air.
You said off the air or on the air?
Off the air. Off the air.
Oh, off the air? Okay. I guess we can figure that out. Our
Can you
control
put me on
room.
hold until you get off?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Just hold on for 1 second because we're going
All
to have to
right,
wrap
thank
this
you.
up. Everybody, you know I do a book of the week. And let me tell you, this is a powerful book. I've been studying this book called All the Women of the Bible by Edith Dean. It contains 316 concise biographies of women in the Bible. It's powerful. I mean, I'm telling you, I read this and I'm like, yes, I can do anything. So please, please study the women in the Bible because there's some amazing women. And then, of course, you know, I think I didn't do a book of the week last week, and please forgive me. That was an oversight, but I got two for you today. So, Our Savior Has Arrived by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is a book right here. You can get this from The Final Call. This one, I think you might have to go to the Black Amazon to get this book right here, which is WeBuyBlack.com. We didn't talk about them, but we support them as well. Look, I want to thank the audience for watching us today. I want to thank you, Brother Kamos Muhammad, for coming in all the way from Baltimore,
We
Maryland.
appreciate you, my dear sister,
To give us some
and the family here at the
information and
radio
think about me.
station.
It was heavy, man. I feel like a brick hit me in the head. I was like, woo! I loved it. Okay, so with that said, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay locked in because a fabulous show is coming right after ours. God bless you. May Allah bless you all week long. Stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.